Welcome back to Kamen Rider Review, episode 119. I speak a little bit low because people are sleeping right now, so that's the reason for that. So, in the case of these two episodes, in the case of this review, we're discussing episodes 39 and 40 of Kamen Rider Black RX. 39 was an episode also adapted for Bass Rider, the 33rd episode of that series. Yep. The eighth, the last episode of that series, because that series was 40 episodes. So the plot of the one is this, and it is very similar. It's like basically when Saban adapted this episode, it seemed like they just made a little bit of changes here and there. I mean, the biggest change was something basically that's something I think that Saban probably noticed. Yeah, this is a stupid idea. So it starts out with basically like, ooh, we need to figure out a way to basically beat Kamen Rider Black RX. So let's have the three captains basically strategize how to beat him. So we actually have in this episode, in 39, let's see. Where is he? Here he is. We have pretty much in a way the second to last monster for Busagon in the entire series. He does have one more of this one. Yeah. There is like one more monster for him, and that's it. Yeah, this is basically, we have big form. Yeah, basically Gate Zone. Take form an old man. Hey, take this, and you become famous. Yeah, unlike in what happened in Mass Rider, where it became silly comedy, this is basically like, okay, let's brainwash children again to do one thing. Kill Kamen Rider Black RX. I should point out, though, they just did a kid brainwashing plot just 3 episodes part of this. Like, seriously. They just did this episode 36. Except that was done for a different reason, but like, the kid brainwashing plot. Oh my gosh, seriously. Why the heck they did this for? I have no idea. So, we had one point where they actually have the monster defeated via a boat dock. Yes, basically actually a boat yard. Yep. And also having Ravakane make an appearance here. Like when I saw wow. I guess the Raiders have completely forgot about this thing. Because also, it speaks for the first time in a long time. I should point out, though, in the 10 episodes that come back to the series, Ravakane, the car, has only made 2 appearances. At least this one, he's actually on screen more than the last time he appeared, which he was on screen for about 30 seconds. Just there for a drive-by. That's it. The motorcycle makes a little bit more. And here's the thing, in 10 episodes, RX has rode that cycle once. Mostly it's here just to be summoned to hit the monster. That's it. Though at least this time basically it's the transform, because he basically goes to Bio Rider that one time. This one basically he transforms into Bio Rider in order to defeat the car itself. Though Kiko shows up in the episode, and she does a little bit here. Mostly she just helps them find what the kids are. In a cave that looks eerily similar to the one they use in Mass Rider. Like the same cave they use in that series. In the case that one, the reason why they're trying to get Abby basically to help to be Kamen Rider, while Mass Rider, is to find the cave where his vehicles are being housed in. And it seems as though that in this batch of episodes, that the warehouse that they were kept in, because they had to move a different place because, well, they found it. And also, it seems as though that the car and the motorcycle they have reduced the screen time of these two for no reason. I don't know the reason for it, and it seems though they're on screen for a quick 30-second thing, maybe a minute at best. At least in case 39, Rubber Cane is on screen for more than 30 seconds. He's on screen for about 2 minutes. He drives RX to where his friends are, wanting to have his girlfriend. Which apparently at this point they've completely dropped that whole thing of like, oh, basically this is his girlfriend. Now they're just friends. I'm like, when the heck is that established? Yeah, and then eventually the monster's defeated, and that's that. Though basically this kind of leads into something. The ending of this one does kind of lead into the very next episode, where Desmark, where he basically wants to go get a chance to shot at the Kamen Rider. First time since like episode 30. He borrows Basugan. Oh, by the way, Basugan, he uses his final monster in the entire series. Yep, a Jaguar monster. Yep, and they also bring back the regenerative cells. Something was brought up back in like, I think it was like not that long ago. I think it was. It was basically, I think it was back in 38. I think it was. It was just a couple of episodes prior to this. They just brought the regenerative cells, and here they are, and they're kind of destroyed by the end of the episode by Kiko. Not by the Kamen Rider this time. Like, that's different. I at least got praise for that. Basugan does, like, he also apparently is, well, spying on Denmark for Jark. Which, of course, he assumes he talks to him, and it turns out this Jark shows up. At one point, you see him floating. Yeah, this is really weird. Like, how the heck was this accomplished? Well, it turns out, though, that the Jark seen there was one of the chatbots disguised as him. And Basugan never finds out. No, seriously. He thinks he's talking to Jark, but basically he's talking to a dude. He's talking to a fake. Eventually, oh, we have this hidden thing, and it turns out it's a demon computer. And what is he used for? To analyze all the moves of the Kamen Rider. Which I'm kind of like, I think they've done this before. Even also in the previous series. Like, yeah, like, this is nothing new. So basically uses to vaporize that plate that you see. I think it's called a sun bomb, I think it's called. What they think is like this, the key energy source. Yeah, it's destroyed. And yeah, this one is about to kill him. And then, because the fact RX is lying in bright sunlight, the thing is fixed. Purely because of his Kingstone. Which I should point out, though, has talked to him in the 40 episodes of Watch. It is talking twice. The first time it did this was back in episode 2. It also did again in episode 15. And that's been pretty much it, basically. They bring up the Kingstone. Which this is probably the first time since like episode 15 they even mentioned those words. Because that was a big plot device from Black. The whole thing of the Keystone. Where they have to get this Kingstone. And that was a plot throughout the entire series. In this one, it's very, very rarely been brought up. This is the first time since episode 15 it's ever been mentioned. We also had one point where the thing is damaged, like, oh, you're trying to sound Remicade? Nope, doesn't work. Eventually he does, and he defeats Desmark. And you think he's being... Oh, he just wanted for metal, okay? And then he magically comes back after he was destroyed. He turns this black stuff, and this is something that can be ignored a bit later. Well, who knows? But this is quite interesting. Of course, it's like, okay, you found out about the weakness of the Kingstone, but here's the thing. Did General Jark forget the fact that he broke this thing back in episode 1 of the series? Yes, because I think he completely forgot about that. So, like, okay. So the whole thing with 40 is about haunted. It's basically, it's almost like the haunted house thing is reduced to a B plot. Yes, it's a B plot. Despite the fact it's the plot going to the episode, it's virtually forgotten. And what was the point of this? Oh, basically turn its housing complex into a potential housing development. Well, basically a place to house immigrants from the Crisis Empire. Yeah. Even though they just had this plot, the whole thing of immigrants coming over. I mean, this is the first time that they brought up the whole thing of immigrants since episode 34. It's almost like basically stuff is like meant drop and then brought back here. But this is basically sort of in a way, the ending of this episode is a prelude to the end of the series. because the reason why I specifically wanted to stop at 40 to do this review is because episode 41, there is a return. A big return. I will spoil that tomorrow when I discuss those episodes. In episode 120. That'll be discussed tomorrow. Because tomorrow I definitely will be capping off the series because I have a day off. And I will hopefully go through the... Now, the plan, before I end it off tonight, is to say that I'm going to, as soon as I finish the series up, before I do Baccarange, which that's the next series I'm working on, but before that, I'm going to watch the 4 Kamen Rider movies released in the 1990s. This is so anything on screen wise that was released by Kamen Rider in the 20th century will be finished at that point. Yep, everything will be done. And I think that's a brilliant idea. That will be discussed tomorrow along with those last 7 episodes. And well, that's pretty much it for tonight. And I think it's great though today that last night, before I went to sleep last night, I watched episode 31. And overall, today I watched 9 episodes. I got to 40, which was awesome. But I thought I was able to kind of finish the series up, but I kept getting distracted by other stuff. But hey, I got close. Really, really close. And it is a definite. Tomorrow, this series will be finished. At last. And I get to move on to something else. I will review when I finish up the series of what the next Kamen Rider series is going to be. It's a bit obvious, but I'm not going to spoil it here. I will discuss that when I discuss my final thoughts on Black RX. Which probably tomorrow, okay? Next video tomorrow. Bye.